even up against like Jug, Rubik, Slider. Could be spooky. Could just be the offlane Centaur Warrunner if they see a good enough matchup too. Kind of interesting to see it this early in the draft. Suggests that maybe they have something else that like they don't really care about that hero's matchup, so maybe it will be a safe lane then, and they're going to be more focused towards offlaners.
Okay. I'm interested to see how they're going to play this out. Execration, they are, if they lose this game, they will lose the entire series, as Warriors Gaming have that one game advantage. So this is Execration's last chance to stay in C Kappa and potentially take the grand final title of the absolute champions of C Kappa Season 3. If you're backed into that kind of corner, what kind of heroes do you have to bring out?
Yeah, that's a good point too, because Centaur Warrunner is not exactly the hero I would be imagining.
Yeah.
I would be more about like Gabby Puck. And they were the ones who actually took out the Life Stealer, which I thought was interesting, but I guess they had first pick for WG, so they didn't want to give up Slardar Life Stealer, which is fair. Life Stealer Darkseer being two of his best friends, but that makes, of course, the whole Puck pick maybe a little bit worse, but still works in their current draft. They have decent follow-up. They could, if they made this Mirana a support, they could make it work that way with the Puck in the mid. Pretty unlikely that we'll see the Puck offlane, of course, without the Drow adding in a little bit of bonus damage. So, it's tough. It is very tough right now. The Mirana core is also a little bit more tempting now because of the Omni Slash and the Clockwork. So you have two ways to ditch your adversaries. Like you can leap out of the cogs, or you can leap out of Omni Slash. And with that much survivability being available on the hero, it makes you more tempted to turn her into position 1, I think, than position 4.
There's the OD
But
that you
there you
talked
go.
about. Really surprised we didn't see any love for him. We saw Nana just go absolutely freaking nuts on him last game, but in the hands of Execration, how do you think they'll play that differently?
I think it fits in nicely with the whole idea of like this Miranda Shadow Demon, the roaming around. I would have liked to see it with that Leshrac too.
I mean, could they still go Lesh,
And maybe we
or
could, yeah. If it's core offlane DJ Miranda again, then maybe that's what they will do. But last game we talked about how Nana was going, yeah, as you said, insane on the OD. Right?
he was having a good game? Let's just put
Yeah.
it that way.
Unbelievable. But he didn't have any help really. He had a little bit of backup in like ruptures and blood rights and stuff. But now this game with the Stampede, that's just something that he had to buy the Blink and the Hurricane Pike last game. Might not be as necessary to invest so much into mobility. So could see an even better time here for Abed, assuming they hand it over to him in the mid lane. I'm not sure. They switched out depending on the hero. Like of course, the Timber last game was for Abed, whereas if Gabby's playing the Puck, he'll go mid Puck. Things like that.
So interesting to see. We're going to see who's going where. There is a little ambiguity in both of these drafts as to where some of the heroes are going to end up. I'm liking support Slardars. I've been seeing it more and more in just high-level pubs of just get in there, rush your blink, and just be a crush. Just crush your little heart out. So, we'll
Oh,
see.
Shadow Fiend ban. That's interesting.
I mean, it is just a lot of raw damage there for the mid lane. I would think
They
that,
they have a couple options too. Yeah, Warriors Gaming. I think the Alk is still a little bit tempting for them. Throwing a mid up against COD. The roam potential. It all depends on who this hero is, of course. Though we'll see just how much roaming potential Execration truly will have. Will it be Mirana? Will it be someone else? That would be, of course, if it was the Centaur War under position 1. They banned out the Slack because they were like, we don't have any way to really deal with the Slack. It would be hard for our Clockwork to snowball, so let's just take care of that possibility now. Give me a Leshrac, though. Come on, guys.
I would love to see a Leshrac. I don't know if we're in for such a treat. Give me like a Ricky.
Ricky? Still
Yeah.
strong hero. Very good with both OD and Shadow Demon, to be honest.
Okay, or Terrorblade. How?
All right.
That's
so it will be
neat.
the position 1 indeed.
Okay, so Centaur, I haven't seen him a lot run in the offlane position. I've usually seen him played up in that safe lane, so he can just farm up really effectively. He can max out his double edge and just destroy creep waves, but I don't know. I'll have to put a couple points in return this time, but should pay off.
Tinker.
Ooh.
Yeah, I would guess he'll probably try and get matched up with the Clockwork.
Yeah.
We'll see if they can make that work themselves. And then it's going to be the Tinker for WG. Damn, this was an old standby for them. And was it banned last game? I feel like, yeah, it was. It was banned second phase last game. So throw the Jug down the safe lane. Of course, we often see him more in the mid, but this is a very similar idea to the Alchemist. Basically, two heroes that can use just big terrain, AoE spells to farm up creep waves. As Tinker, you have the added benefit of being, of course, a ranged hero versus OD, as well as the fact that you can just blind him, make it a little bit more difficult for him to CS. So, really like this pick here. Really like this idea of Clockwork Jug, Rubik's Slider, making a lot of space around the map. And they don't really have the best answers to deal with this Tinker. So Execration's game plan should be getting pretty far and pretty fast, grouping up and using this TV to take down objectives before the levels are there from the Tinker. At least that's one possibility where they can open up the map a lot for themselves and give them a better standing heading to that like mid-late game.
Oh, there we go. My mini-map didn't want to come up there. Happy little guy.
Oh yeah, you like that? The little...
I got scared. I was like, my HUD's just not here. I don't know how to deal with this. So we're going to have our little ceremonial pause at the beginning. Gotta have those disconnects.
Stupid.
Which
yeah,
bug?
no, we have to remake.
We have to remake a whole game?
Yep, there's this new bug where sometimes heroes just don't exist.
Cool.
And they got the bug.
That's...
quite the bug.
That's quite the bug.
Yeah. It's okay, I have a Clementine.
Oh, I gotta show you guys this. Oh, this notification right there. Feels so good. We've recently taken action against one or more players.
Yeah,
oh! God, there was this toxic drow in an earlier game that I was playing. Such a little shitlord. Anyway, let's make a new game. So, we can talk a little bit more about the draft while we're briefly paused here. What are you expecting to see? Because it seems like Execration had a better read on things. Game number 1, they kind of got corralled up by Warriors Gaming Unity. Warriors Gaming Unity definitely playing as a wad of 5 heroes that it's so hard to run against. So I like that Execration are adapting a little bit to that.
Execration or what?
Thanks. It's all good. Don't worry about it.
It's getting better. Oh, a green Sif has joined you.
That's our admin.
Oh, he left. Oh, that's too bad. I thought you might have some insight.
He might have some insight for us, just coming into the English channel to pitch the wisdom.
I'm not sure who I favor here. I think I kind of favor Warriors Gaming, honestly.
I do
might
too.
Just 2-0 today, give the old 3-0.
Yeah,
it's
again,
hard to bet against that Tinker.
Some clarification on the score, because I saw people curious in chat. This is only game number 2 that we're playing, but at the very beginning of the series, Warriors Gaming started with 1 game in their favor, because they went through the winner's bracket, and Execration crawled through the loser's bracket. So technically, Warriors Gaming started with a point up, which means they only needed to take 2 series to win, and we are 1 game away of seeing if they can actually do that here. If they take this game against Execration, it will be a clean 3-0 victory for them, and they will be the new Kappa champions. Execration, a very strong team right now, looking to make that a little bit more difficult. Whew.
Yeah, SCA region. It's been a pretty topsy-turvy ride for them lately. Jeez. Of course,
yeah.
Being pretty always doubted for a long time. A lot of similarities to the NA region in terms of like overall talent pools. Except SCA has way more teams than NA, but they kind of got a lot of the same flack. But then into Shanghai, there was some big SCA rises, of course, and then into TI was the biggest peak for them, without question, with TNC and Fnac performing so well. And they're kind of on a little bit of a downward spiral. Like everyone, Faceless got created, and everyone was so hyped, and they were so excited. And they didn't quite perform at the level that they needed to outside of SCA. Did great there, but then going to the Summit, going to Boston Major, didn't end up too well. MVP hasn't got to showcase too much, as they didn't need to play anything. Got the direct invite to Boston, then it didn't go well for them.
Okay, well, it's also a single elim major, so it's not like you get a whole lot of chances to prove yourself.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that. I'm just saying, in terms of like the overall public opinion of SCA Dota, it's not quite up to where they were at like the TI status. So these guys, they want to fight back for that. Execration, Warriors Gaming, they are very strong teams. I mean, Warriors Gaming proved it. They got past the first round. Obviously, Execration had their chance to go to Boston, but unfortunately, and with things totally out of their control, they were unable to get their visa secured. So, I guess I'm just looking forward to more Dota from these guys. I'm really excited for ESL Genting. I wasn't even that hyped for that tournament, but now with both these guys going, I would love to see them both perform very well there.
Absolutely. I am just going to be fiending that tournament. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Love the lineups that are going. I think it's going to be a pretty solid tournament. Anime battle, you ready? Oh, there we go.
Oh, ready.
I don't know if I'm a fan of this new intro. Like, it's cool, but I feel like it's going to get old. If you're just, like, grinding out, like, 8 pubs a day, it's just like, all right, this again.
Oh, yeah, talents. Okay, you were asking me about talents earlier. Have you seen what Terrorblades is? It's actually I saw it and I thought I misread it. But his Sunder becomes a 10-second cooldown, which is pretty friggin' cool.
I have seen that, but once you get to that late in the game, there's going to be people with Lincoln Spheres and Lotus Orbs and whatnot, so there should be ways to counter it. That's his level 25. If that was his level 10, I think we'd have an issue.
I mean, that's still crazy, though.
Oh,
10
yeah.
seconds? I mean, my only thing would be, like, generally it happens, like, you know, a couple seconds, 5-10 seconds into a team fight, so maybe you can't quite get off that secondary one.
My, like, the things above the HUD, like the buffs and debuffs, are, like, really high above the HUD. Do you have that, too? Like, the smoke is,
nope.
like, more than a cursor up from the HUD.
Oh, no.
That's really strange. Alright, we just got, like, a smoke icon in the middle of our screen. It's all good.
Here's that aggressive play you were talking about, though. You know, not seeing too many people go for this, but they were so ready. Look where they're sitting.
They're huddled up. We got Ajit taunting. Let's see if there's going to be any blood here. I would love some first bloods coming out. Chemo, he's ready with that disruption leveled up. We got pings on both sides.
Nice ward spawn installed out, yeah. Wait, Ajit's trying to bait this so hard. Like, nah, I'm all alone. Dire vision, they can see here, here, here.
Oh, here we go. Arrow flying through. They're not going to catch anything. The disruption does get the Juggernaut. Now Afu's going to be ready. They've got the stun if necessary. They will go in. Oh, that did not go the way Execration wanted. It's going to be a triple man hoof stomp, but DJ, he doesn't have anything to help him out here. He's just going to be sitting there body blocked on the stairs. Oh, man, that is going to be a 2-for-0. Warriors Gaming showing that they are the masters of their own territory, even at level 1.
All right, 2-0. Well done. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. I think they knew that there was a general plan of aggression coming down because DJ's not going to come down here alone as a Centaur War Runner. So you can well assume he's going to have some friends. So by coming down early to place these wards, he needs Vision as Centaur War Runner. Just a lot of levels ahead there coming out from WG, which is pretty cool to see. Also, 6 snag by 5593. Comes in and grabs the bounty rune. And the Clockwork's going to be really sad when he heads down there at like the 350 mark and there's no double bounty for him.
He's going to leave
rather,
lane.
The 2-minute mark, that is.
I mean, Abed's going to have a really fun time as Terrorblade here. Typically, Clockwork is not the strongest laner. We've had some exceptions to that, but for the most part, he wants to get in, do his time, get his level 6, and just F out of there. So Terrorblade's going to get a lot of space.
Yeah, this is... we talked about them wanting that matchup between the Centaur Run and the Terrorblade. But this is even better for Execration, honestly. I mean, you can get a 1v1 with your TV, and he's just having a hell of a time up here. He'll have to be careful, though. You know, if he does goof and get sold out by Kangaroo, like maybe when the boots come out, that could be an issue. Might see a solo kill, to be honest, because the HP is just so low, and Clockwork puts out so much. I mean, even right now, he's got him inside the cogs. Getting really unlikely with these battery cells, though. Unlucky, rather.
Yeah, I mean, he's just going to sit there.
Just tanked them all.
He's got a salve. I mean, that creep is really the MVP.
Truly is.
Alright, so 3 heroes down here in the Radiant lane. A stack is going to come in. Execration doing what they can to stack and pull the lane, keep things back in DJ's favor so he doesn't have to go too close to the big scary tower. Afu looking to go ahead and snipe a couple of the creeps maybe, just keep eyes on the stack. But either way, Execration having a somewhat difficult bottom lane. Mid, things are going alright. Tinker versus OD. How does that matchup typically go?
Pretty boring.
Yeah. Thanks, MotPax.
Pretty much.
Bring some hype, man.
No, I mean, it is. It's just like last game. You're unlikely to see anything. It all comes down to rotations coming in, unless there's some weird outplay. But for the most part, one guy gets lifted when he tries to hit a creep. The other guy gets lasered when he tries to hit a creep. You know, if you were trying to script, like, the worst 1v1 matchup mid to watch, this might be it. There is some kill potential in the sense that, like, Nana can hold points, of course, and then maybe go for a rocket play if he sees his chance. I haven't get to see a Tinker in the new patch, so it'll be kind of interesting to see just how much you can abuse the jungle. A lot harder for your supports to make the game easy for you.
Yeah, Tinker's his level ups are pretty solid. I mean, he gets a decent amount of stats. His level 25 is pretty nice. 100 laser damage or 20% lifesteal.
Oh, 100 laser with eggs. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that can bounce around and do all sorts of nonsense.
Although after seeing that Queen of Pain lifesteal, maybe that's kind of tempting. Like, that is...
Yeah, I played a co-op
cool
game
stuff.
earlier, right when 7.0 came out, and I'm like, this feels easy. Like, this is not even a challenge. Alright, so DJ, he's going to be...
Octarine Blade Mail interaction is one of the funniest things I've ever seen out of a patch. You're literally unkillable. You just, like, your Blade Mail gives you... Like, you don't take any damage. It's great.
Speaking of taking damage, G gonna go ahead and get double edge. He's gonna continue to move forward, wants to get something done with the Blade Fury here, but he can't catch up to the Centaur.
Oh, nice.
Double edge finishes him off, and now DJ, he's low health, but he's still alive. Nice little slay there in the bottom lane as Juggernaut got really cocky.
Yeah, just, I can understand why he went for it for sure, but a little bit of a body block there from Chemo just near the end of that. Make sure you can create the gap. And that saved DJ and allowed him to get the kill. So later kills way more important than the first ones. And DJ can be very happy now, bringing that score up 2-1. Top lane. Oh, we got him. There you go, Kangaroo.
Aww.
Tough play. It was battery salt in the middle of 3 creeps, but he made it work.
And
that is the danger of leaving your TB against them with just such an insane amount of magic bursts. His HP pool, like, he's got great armor, but 600 some HP.
G again playing with fire. He realizes there's a lot of heroes around, including a double damage Mirana. Sure, she's not hitting for that hard now, but I mean, the double damage certainly doesn't hurt things. Now,
Whoa,
X-Nova.
2 points in cogs as well. What a player.
Alright, you are just all up in this clockwork.
Yeah, sorry. It's just, I mean, Kangaroo, he just solo killed their position 1. He's gone for the double points in cogs, gets some mana burn. He doesn't need Flare in this lane. Doesn't really do anything for him. So I really love this. He's just all about brawling. Like, Flare, who cares about that? I mean, that's just long range shit. Like, he's all about getting up in your grill. It's a little bit of Grand style, pioneer of the max cogs. Don't think we'll see that
boy.
hero.
I think we had Grand in our chat earlier, the true NA hero himself. But I think he went to bed.
The true patriot.
Absolutely. So down on the bottom, DJ now left to his own devices. So there's going to be 3 heroes crowding around mid. Looks like 5-5-9-3. Looking to set up an arrow. A kill on the Tinker at level 5 would be phenomenal. Just preventing that level 6 from coming out for a few moments longer. Giving OD some free farm. But Gabby is 1 laser away from hitting the deck. Chemo trying to go in and maybe land a disruption to set up for the arrow, and that will be the play. They are able to get the disrupt, but the creep's making it hard to latch the perfect arrow. Looks like they're not going to be able to follow it up. The Starstorm only does a marginal amount of damage. There we go. It actually does connect, and they will get the kill. Mirana ends up going down, so at least Gabby will get a little bit of gold for that.
Yeah, not too much of a problem. Nicely done there. Well played by the supports too, because they wait till Gabby's so low that the Tinker starts playing off farther than he normally would, because he's like, okay, well, OD can't come back. I'm going to fully zone him from EXP, and that's where they find that perfect moment. So, Gabby again, nice use there.
Oh my god!
Take the rocket damage.
Oh, I thought he got 4 bounty runes for a second. The bottled thing was...
Oh, yeah.
I was like, wow, that's a lot of gold. Either way. Chemo is sitting back. Kangaroo is pretty low. The disrupt could be nice here. They do get the range for it. Can Terrorblade get in here fast enough? The arrow comes in, will fly right on past as Kangaroo anticipates the juke, goes into the cogs, traps himself momentarily, but look at that mana just being burned out. Now everyone on Execration may have to go shrine up. The Shadow Poison pop. Don't think that's going to be enough,
Nice play
Kangaroo.
by Kangaroo too. Not, oh, I guess his shrine's on cooldown anyway, but you can see immediately 5593 heads to the shrine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just, that's going to be part of the new game too. Just making sure that that kind of shenanigans can't happen.
Down here, we're going to have DJ going in pretty deep. Just wanted to get into that creep wave, I guess, but will be punished for it. This time, Juggernaut's offensive spin does pay off.
Well, pretty solid game so far. Jug's still a good hero, it turns out. Some people have been kind of questioning his place in the new patch, I guess. I don't know. Be interesting to see how strong he is. General illusion nerfs do hurt him because he's one of the most core Manta builders in the entire game. Diffusal Blade getting nerfed too. He actually has a lot of problems this patch because he doesn't like buying BKB, of course, because he has his natural BKB in the Blade Fury, but the fact that Diffusal Blade now doesn't work on yourself, the fact that Manta illusions just aren't as good as they used to be, you might feel yourself more pressured into something like that BKB these days. Oh, can they get here in time?
I'm trying.
Oh, yep.
They've got the disrupt, and looks like the arrow will be a clean setup. They're able to stun him up, and they've just got oodles of damage. Looks like Mirana's going to be gifted that kill, and she should be able to pick up a pretty fast Ags even for a support.
Yeah, a little surprised Warriors didn't ban out that OD. I mean, we talked the second that you finish a phase with Shadow Demon and Mirana, OD is the first hero that we talked about. It was the first thing we did talk about. It's like, well, if they can get the OD, that would be great. Because it works exceptionally well. You need that mid laner that can set up for the Mirana, and OD's the best one there is.
Kangaroo just a little bit late to go try to snag up that bounty rune, and now has to deal with a Metamorphosis Terrorblade. Abed just content to go pick up some jungle farm for now. Now Oddsheet very, very low. DJ getting close to the tower, but it's all just a long con. He pops his ulti, and now there's going to be an Omni Slash after gobbling up a mango. Oddsheet, you get that vitamin C, you fight that scurvy, and you go heal up at your hot little shrine. Ready in about 30 seconds.
That was the opposite of baited, I think.
That was just, alright, whoops, there's a centaur. So Kangaroo having a bit of a fun time. He's level 8, hasn't really rotated aside from this top lane. Looks like he's trying to set up for something, but with 3 dire heroes in the area, that is a tall order here. He's going to get disrupted up. They've got an arrow set up as well. I think this Clockwork might get a little ego check right there. Will fall. That's going to be
nice
his first death of the game.
Again, always, keeping your eyes on those things. Sometimes you just screw up, and you see those big plays where the clock like hooks out or the Earth Spirit rolls out, but in reality,
Gabby,
people weren't ready.
He's gonna go ahead, get lifted, get crushed. They've got a decent stun up, but the arrow connects onto the Tinker. Execration.
Oh my God,
they might be able to find something for this. Can they get the hit? They do. Now that's gonna be a live OD. Mirana gets the kill on the Tinker. There's gonna be a save for the Mirana as well. She's able to moonlight out of this. Execration played that flawlessly.
Wow, that is one of those fights that can really help you out. Like, you just killed their mid laner, you didn't lose anything, 3 heroes rotated in, they weren't doing anything for the Radiant side now. So well played. What an arrow. Like, I guarantee OD was dead.
Yeah, that was
down for sure.
Phenomenal. Very, very well done. I thought Mirana leaping forward to try to take on the Tinker was crazy, but seems like 5593 has got it going on.
Well, sadly, OD's raindrops are being quickly burned. Oh, that's one thing, I guess. I never thought you could take your raindrops and throw them into your backpack against something like a Tinker, too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Arrow coming in. That is a long-range arrow. Takes him down to half health and just right-clicks. Finish him off the rest of the way. That's going to be a very nice kill going the way of Gabby. Definitely off to a better start than he was last game as the Medusa.
Man, that right there shows why the max arrow build kind of died out. You really don't need it, honestly. Like, the stun is
you just
so
need
long.
that stun. The damage is going to be there as long as you're hitting it from a decent range. Now, smoke rotation into the bottom lane looks like just a nice little warding mission. And, well, Execration get a little bit more information. They're not going to go try to deal with any of the heroes bottom lane. And there has been a lot of farm on the Juggernaut. He's going to be second on our last hit chart, first on our net worth chart.
Not sure if Abed's getting everything he needs here, Got his Iron Talon, he's almost into his treads, but that tower, not even down to half HP so far. 11 minutes in as a TP. Of course, he isn't getting any help, so perhaps that's a little bit of a reason why. And there's our smoke out from Ajit, trying to make use of that second Omni Slash.
Mid lane, though.
Should get him.
This is where it's happening. Yeah, they're all going down. Gabby's going to go ahead. The Centaur ult helping out.
Oh, nicely done. I had not factored that in.
Sometimes you can get more speed.
Great use there.
In your team.
Again, more wasted time here from Warriors Gaming.
DJ, he's having some fun. I mean, he's just sitting on 1,700 gold waiting for his blink. It's a real vulnerable time for him to be killed now, so...
Oh, can 5593 hit another big arrow?
He's thinking about it.
Oh, Chemo. He's just walking at him.
They got the vision. They're going to go in. They're trying everything for this. The arrow will just slide right on by, and now 5593 just sitting in the trees. The hook shot actually misses, so Kangaroo going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. The Poison Collect finishes off the Slardar. We've still got 5593 just sitting there in the trees, and it looks like the Battery Assault will do the job. So a bit of a misplay from the Mirana, but they are still able to find something for their trouble. Now Slardar looking to clean up the trash, finish off X-Nova, but X-Nova with a beautiful lift almost saves himself, does still go down to Chemo. Moonlight Shadow wears off. Kangaroo wants to try things again, just really keeping control of his territory with that Battery Assault mid lane. Got rotations coming in from the Juggernaut, maybe ready to Omni Slash in.
Yeah, a little bit too meaty there in the mid lane. That was something else down bottom, though. The Moonlight Shadow comes out when both of them are amplified, so obviously they're still getting spotted throughout the whole thing. I was surprised they even went past the tower, but I guess just not expecting that it was DJ who was abusing it. Able to get the kill on the support as they all shrine up here too.
What do you think of the ability to teleport to shrines? That seems a little bit strong to me.
Yeah, it's super strong. It's really crazy in that mid game. It's totally changed a lot of the ideas about general map movement. That's why it's so important that you keep track of those shrines, because, of course, getting stuck in your base, even at that like 20-25 minute mark is such a it was like such an important part of Dota for forever. You know, you would just knock down all these tier 2s with something like a Terrorblade, and you're like, all right, we get them in their base. We're gonna ward the shit out of their jungle. We're gonna control it so heavily. And now there's these 2 shrines that you know, you can try and take down, but it's pretty scary to try and take them down when they all just instantly TP on top of you.
Top lane. Looks like Oddjeet might be in for a nice surprise as Oddbet is going to be there. The stun connects, and that's going to be DJ just dishing out the damage with the double edge. He's going to be trying to spin himself away, but they got the speed with that Stampede coming in. DJ taking a lot of damage, but one more swipe of his axe finally does finish the job. So Oddjeet going down. That's going to be 30 seconds, no Juggernaut. I think Jug's been trying to play a bit of a solo game here. Still no big items for our Jug. Looks like he's going to be picking up a drum.
Yeah, that's about a 1k leadish now here for Execration. Things looking pretty good. Our Clockwork, you know, Kangaroo hasn't really gotten that much. Obviously, his laning was fantastic.
Yes.
But his
solo kill and a
status,
Terrorblade at like 3 minutes in, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, you know, fantastically done. Drew a lot of attention up top, really opened up some space for the Tinker. And he really needed it too, because even with the, you know, there was a little bit less attention in the first few minutes, and then they started rotating a lot onto Nana, and so he's starting to catch his way up now, but Clock would love to get involved in a couple more fights here, especially since he's almost got that blade mail.
We've got 2 scans, both revealing heroes trying to gank each other. It is some dangerous going here. You got the Moonlight Shadow on one side. You got Rubik being smoked up. Now Kangaroo just going to walk into everyone. It's just going to go. They get chemo trapped in the cogs. Meanwhile, we're just going to have kills here as Gabby lays down the log, gets X-Nova out of there, and there's going to be a kill onto our Rubik. Kangaroo taking a lot of damage. Gabby moving forward. He's still full health, full mana. Going to get stunned in place there. Centaur hoof stomp off the mark. Oh, he's so low, and it looks like they aren't going to be able to find him. Gabby wants to retreat. Doesn't want to take any more damage from the March of the Machines. Oddjeet, meanwhile, on the back line, still has his Omni Slash. Wouldn't it be nice to connect onto that Mirana? Those crits flying out mean he will get a kill out of this fight.
Yeah, nicely done. And she actually picks up
Nana? Alright. Smackfest with a Terrorblade is not going to work out in your favor when he's Metamorphosist.
Oh, I guess no Sunder or anything? I missed that. I'm not really sure what happened, but
Terrorblade just kind of right-clicked him and Tinker took it.
I guess he maybe did get the blind off in time or something, but
yeah.
Either way, that's not good. He really needs to keep his momentum going. It was kind of weird because they, as he said, they knew they were all coming with the scans and everything, but they still waltzed kind of right on into them. So the cleanup for the Jug was nice, but Kangaroo having his blade mail, maybe now he'll get a little bit more done.
Oh, Slardar is going to get real low. Tinker's coming in, though. Can there be anyone being saved? Slardar gets dropped down after the Astral. And the rest of Execration, they're pretty close by. They could definitely make a big push for mid lane.
Oh, man. WG are just losing these big kills that they can't afford. I mean, Tinker, you know, he needs to get up to that point where he's a hero. And Slardar especially. I mean, he needs that Blink Dagger. Like, he's supposed to be creating all the space around the map right now, fighting with his Clockwork, using their mobility together to create this gap where Rubik can then come in and help finish people off, but they're not getting that going at all. Instead, they just get picked off one by one, and then Akor goes to another lane and starts farming. Like, Ajit's just down here, like, farming jungle, which is cool and stuff, but I don't think he's going to be here for this fight.
Oh, Afu's going to go ahead. They got 3 heroes for the price of one. Another long-range arrow connects onto the Tinker, and OD moves forward. Gabby just absolutely in control of this mid lane.
Oh, no Thunder.
They've got the damage, though. This time they will get the Slardar. Oddjeet just a couple hits away from going down. They've got the healing ward up, but he's got no mana. Now the Blade Mail might be Gabby's demise here. Kangaroo coming in. DJ actually ends up eating it. Damage from the tower proved to be too much, and now Gabby on the receiving end of the damage here. He's going to be stuck under the tier 1 tower, lifted up and smacked down. What started as a beautiful fight for Execration ends up in a full team wipe in favor of WG.Unity.
Wow. That's Thunder. The fact that he missed that just completely killed that fight for Execration.
The stolen Astral as well.
Just, yeah, well done to make sure that didn't happen by Warriors Gaming. Like, when that fight started, for reference, Ajit was spinning bottom. So if he TP'd in immediately, he would have had no Blade Fury to go with. The Omni Slash wasn't even used. I think it was still on cooldown at that point, so he was not really looking for an engagement. But the fight just lasted so long with all the Astrals that were being thrown out from both sides there that he was actually still able to TP in and get stuff done there with that healing ward as well. So crazy turnaround for them. That one is just going to shoot that graph way back up, maybe even up to like what? Actually, it's only a 750 lead right now. Wow.
Yeah, it's getting
eliminating about 3,200 gold lead from the side of Execration.
Yeah, we've got our OD really starting to ball out of control here on the side of Execration. I think that's their secret weapon. Last game, again, we saw Gabby on the Medusa. Never really got off the ground on that hero, but already doing pretty well here. 7, 1, and 2. And definitely starting things out nicely with that Veil of Discord and, of course, the Force Staff. Do you think that goes all the way into the Hurricane Pike, or do you just leave it at the Force Staff?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
And he's got it queued up. What a time to be alive.
Look at that. Oh, you can see the quick buy. This is just a whole new era of Dota. We really have Dota 3 on our hands.
It's great, guys, you know.
I mean, you're not able to see the stats, but
and someone doesn't load every game, but...
Yeah, whatever. You can see quick buy. That's it. That's all we want.
That's all that matters.
Gabby's going to be invis here. Long-range hookshot onto the Mirana, but little do they know the OD is just joining the parade. There's going to be some serious damage dished out onto the kitty cat. Mirana does go down. Looks like OD picks another fight for himself. Again, a stolen Astral holding him in place. Nova just going to be going in for the telekinesis. They're bringing Ajit as well. The Omni Slash coming out. Gabby one hit from death. Can they chase him down? They can indeed. Ajit with a very nice kill there. A little over 300 gold going his way, but it brings him back to the top of the net worth chart. And look at the damage coming out. Chemo does not stand a chance. And just want to point out, Clockwork is second on our net worth chart.
Yeah, he's killing it.
Yeah.
I think he was one who ended up bringing down the Terrorblade in the last fight. He was definitely the reason why he didn't get off of Sunder. And Kangaroo, you know, he had that sick laning phase, a little bit of a lull. You know, he died that time.
It's a Clockwork laning phase. It's pretty typical. That's not fantastic. Now, DJ, he goes for a very aggressive farm, and again, you can TP to shrines. And there's TPs aplenty on Warriors Gaming Unity to secure that kill.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah, I think Dire are getting a little bit over cocky with their vision, because they do have some phenomenal vision here. You've got this ward, revealing the ancient pits. Deep in the jungle, you've got this ward, making sure you see people going to scout out the bounty runes. You see anyone heading towards shrine, anyone heading towards the bottom lane. So really nice coverage for Execration, but that doesn't mean you can play like a maniac.
Yeah, I was looking at Kangaroo, and I'm like, geez, where did that money go? Where's that Force Staff? But it's on the courier. So he is Force Staff and 1,000 gold right now. And now it gets even harder for someone like 5593. You saw last time where he got a hook shot, and then he was able to leap away, of course, and then he just gets walked down. But now, go for the leap, you're just going to get Force Staffed on and then cogged in, so he's dead. Force Staff in general, just very nice against the line of Execration. Wow, this tower's still almost full HP here.
And not for long, as we've got the rest of Execration making a move. Arrow blindly shot into the woods. Not going to find anyone there. As, oh, Tinker, he's actually coming back in for this, and will cancel his TP at the last moment. Probably the right call, as there's a Metamorphosis Terror Blade starting to claw at your structures. Is it Metamorphosed or Metamorphosed? Because in rocks, it's Metamorphosed, but I don't know if Terror Blade is a rock.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. For Metamorphic. Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can go with that, though. It sounds pretty good.
Like, if he is like in Metamorphosis, he's Metamorphosist.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Either way, we're going to have a blink back. Tinker trying to do what he can to throw out the March of the Machines, but little itty-bitty nipping robots are not going to stop this push. I think you need a couple more heroes at your disposal. Looks like the rest of Warriors Gaming Unity going to go for a trade up top. They will find that tower. And are they going to back off? Is Ajit just going to go try his luck at the tier 3s?
Well, they can at least spin, take down a creep wave. This game, they have nothing to stop that. That's kind of nice. I don't think, right? Yeah, they have absolutely nothing. And they don't even have a hero that's going to build anything. So for this entire game, he should be able to spin TP.
DJ really likes that Centaur taunt. I'm not a fan.
Pretty handy thing to have as a Jug. I'm always pretty happy about that.
What, Jug just having some fun with those little ages
Looks
here?
like he'll still be sticking with the old classic build as well, despite some of the changes to illusions and whatnot. I don't really think there's a better item on this hero. I mean, you already do all that damage. It's still more survivability, even without a silence being available near the team.
What's your opinion on Battle Fury Jug now?
Battle Fury Jug? Oh, that's Garbanzo. Although, to be fair, it might be a little bit better now that Diffusal's so bad, but I think it's still
Chemo in some trouble. Look at the battery assault just laying into him. He's going to get burned down and slapped away. Kangaroo having a phenomenal game here, set to overtake Jug on the net worth chart if he gets a couple more pickoffs like that.
Yeah, that's one of those weird abilities that if you get hidden away, it still ends up firing out there, so not really much you can do as a Shadow Demon in those situations besides hope you can one day get up into a Force Staff. Actually got a blink queued up this game. Kind of interesting. Maybe try and do something with this Tinker. Speaking of which, 5593 leaps on top of him, but he still gets the blink off. And oh, they didn't get the vision.
I mean, they still got the March of the Machines. Is it going to be enough? Oh, yeah. They got him. That was a little too close for comfort. Now, mid lane, there's going to be more damage coming in. DJ coming in with a double edge, though. He burns up most of his health. Ajit still feeling decently healthy. Can the OD actually catch up in time? Centaur pops the ult to ensure at least a safe reset. Kangaroo trying to get a hook shot, will not connect. Nana just throwing out lasers left and right. Gabby's blinded currently. Going to get some of his mana burned up by the cogs. Afu moves forward. There's going to be an Omni Slash coming in. Will not last all too long as they're going to be looking for more here. Kangaroo just getting the most out of his blade mail. Gabby thinking about going in for the sanity. Is going to hold it for now and let Warriors Gaming just get back. They lose the Mirana, but could have been a lot worse for Execration there.
Oh, I didn't even notice the clock was back. This is great.
The Roche timer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the right place, too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. First it didn't exist, and then it was like mid-racks, but now it's back in its rightful place, so... top 3 slots were occupied, actually terribly. Now sneaks his way in there, but...
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Top
3 now.
Attaboy,
It's all
Clockwork.
Radiant once again with an Aegis. This tower should not be lasting much longer. And this is where we get to this kind of new phase of 7.0 Dota. The Battle of the Shrines, right? Take down these last tier 2s and try and limit even more of that map movement from the side of Execration. I guess stock and boots of travel certainly went up this patch.
Oh, yeah. Jake continuing to go. He's farming himself up a storm. He's having some fun here. And it seems like Warriors Gaming, they're content to try their luck on the tier 3s. You got a Terrorblade Illusion patrolling around, but, I mean, even just the nips from the Juggernaut before the creep wave even comes in is doing a lot. You got one little siege unit down here doing his part to break that backdoor protection, but, oh god, the particles. They're going to crash my Dota.
Yeah, it's quite the patch. A lot of people having issues with FPS.
At least there's no Darkseer. That thing crashes games. Ajit, content. He's still going at this tower. He's taking a ton of damage. May have to spin away. Tinker, though, he's coming back in. Tinker, does he have his Aghanim Scepter up yet? He does, so we're going to have some bouncing lasers. Ajit gets low. Manta's off any of the damage that he was in. DJ, though, moving in with the double edge, is able to crack that Aegis. Arrow comes in, perfectly timed. Can they follow up on this? Mirana leaps forward, landing that Starstorm, but she doesn't have her Aghanim Scepter yet. This is just damage all around, but looks like Kangaroo with the Blade Mail still making use of himself. Double crush onto the Slardar, and there we go. Nana really starting to do his part. Oh man, this Clockwork is out of control. Fade Bolt from downtown takes out the Terrorblade. There will finally be a kill onto the Clockwork as DJ having some fun. Afu gonna sprint himself away. Mirana,
4 staffs on the courier.
Can he catch up? There we go. Picks up the 4 staff and will be able to get out. That was a crazy little fight that just happened there.
Nana's still chasing DJ.
Nah, they're good. They're playing nice.
Yeah, but he'll manage to slip himself away.
He's playing with fire here. He's so low. Really wants to bait out some reinitiation.
Oh my god. Scary stuff. But he'll get out now. Yeah, so great defense. I mean, they get the tower, but the Aegis, they took him down a little bit too close to the base for WG's liking, so Execration able to initiate from the high ground with things like Centaur and whatnot, so very well played. The fact they didn't get the Tinker is pretty bad for them. Would have been a lot happier if he was the one who went down, but even just getting that Jug and lowering his overall net worth is going to be a nice little caveat here for Execration.
Alright, so Mirana now finishes her Aghanim Scepter. She didn't have it for the last fight, was only sitting on the point booster there, so now she's going to be hitting a little bit harder. That's a little more damage for Execration, but it seems like they're just fighting an uphill battle as the net worth is already over 5,000 in favor of Execration. And
yeah,
Warriors Gaming Unity, sorry.
Their best AoE control really is the Centaur, so I guess it's going to be all on DJ. Kind of this guy's motto, basically, in all the teams he seems to be on. Always look towards making these big plays, and honestly, he typically does, so it's kind of understandable why everyone expects that, but if he can get a big Blink Crush, or rather Blink Stomp, I suppose, oh wow, I didn't know he did Taunt. That was pretty cool.
Who, Centaur?
Yeah.
He's been doing it all game, dude. That's what I've been talking about. You never listen to me, MotPax.
I can't hear half the words you say, Annie. So, yeah, give me a break this time.
Dude, we just gotta pray to the gods there's no more, real sound issues.
That's true. But yeah, if he gets that big stomp off, and they're able to get that into a double edge, into the Starfall, the damage is there, and they'll have to be a little bit cautious of that whole blade mill thing a lot, but...
Look, they're going in. They might be able to find the kill on the Mirana. That's going to be a disrupt to save his life. So Shadow Demon comes in. They're going to bring the Tinker in as well. He's just going to pop the heat-seeking missiles to get rid of the illusions. That's going to be about it for this fight. Just Warriors Gaming getting a nice little set here. There's a Moonlight Shadow coming in. There's going to be a stomp, double edge onto the Rubik. The arrow hits as well. They might be able to get the Rubik down before the fight even starts, but he's going to be left to his own devices as Clockwork. He's looking around. He finds the kill on the Mirana. This Blade Mail has been absolute value town for him. And the rest of Warriors Gaming, they're all still alive. They're looking for more. They ping out DJ going up onto the high ground. Can they take him out? Ajit is still with his Omni Slash, but looks like he's got just more farm. That's all he wants to do is farm.
Oh, DJ, he so wants his kill. Look at him.
He's thinking about it. Hey, blink double edge. We'll find it.
Was it worth it?
Absolutely. Now, can they actually get the kill on DJ here? That would be pretty funny. He's going to go ahead, pop his little hood, but he goes down. Fu just rips him apart. And now Chemo, he's back in. This is... Oh, no, we've seen this before. It's... the save your buddy syndrome. You go in and you just want to keep TPing in because everyone's low, but if you go in one by one, you just keep getting picked off, and there's the OD continuing the trend. Our only survivor now is Abed, who's just been effed off into the Radiant Jungle trying to get some farm for himself, but I don't think this is going to go so smoothly for Execration.
Yo, if they find a bed here, could be scary. Actually, Jug's a little bit far away. Doesn't matter. But really, it's Rax time. I mean, 2 heroes up. Get that melee.
Yep, going in. There's no backdoor protection. It's really just a Mirana to try to defend things up. You've got your Terror Blade, but he doesn't want to fight without his team. He's got his Sunder, and that's so valuable. You have to have some way to get use out of that. You can't just use it to prolong an inevitable death.
Oh, one down, and looks like the next as well, so no real reason to stay around for top. People are respawning, a bit risky, they've got ultis, so back yourselves up. We'll probably start to look towards the next Roche, and then that bottom tier 2, close out some shrines. And that should be the general WG game plan. The disruption, though, will be coming from Execration in the form of just overall like smoking around the map, I suppose. Could be one here maybe with a Moonlight. Yeah, let's get going.
Execration. Just going to be going in, smashing around. Roche still has a couple minutes left. Moonlight Shadow not going to last too much longer, though. They're going to bump into Jug Illusions, but that's Warriors Gaming Unity not quite taking the bait. Looks like they're going to form up and maybe try to take an organized gank of their own. They're not going in too hastily. I like that about Warriors Gaming, especially in this series. They're not just going to run into anything. They don't fall for baits that easily.
On your screen, which talents does the Clockwork have?
On my screen, the Clockwork has all the right side.
Okay, yeah, just checking.
Worried about them visual bugs?
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Is it that unusual? It seems like minus 25 seconds respawn time is pretty key.
Yeah, but he doesn't die. This guy's a player.
He's got 3 deaths. Because if he does go down in a team fight, it's still early enough in the game that could mean he can get...
he didn't take it. Oh.
No, he did. He took the minus 25.
No, I think it's really good, honestly. It's just, what's the other one? 12% magic resistance. They have Mirana. It's not, I don't think it's that important.
Neither are bad. Oh, Ajit gonna go into Smoke's gonna get popped. He'd love to go in and get the Omni onto Gabby. There's gonna be the crush. They get the lift as well. And there we go. Omni committed. They get the hook as well. Oh, God. Kangaroo just getting himself all up into the fight. Astral to try to prolong the OD's life, but he's still in some serious danger. The rest of his team does move in. The Sanities might be able to do some work. There's gonna be a Rubik getting low. Finally hits the deck. Now, Ajit has no health, no mana, running away from a centaur. There's gonna be a Sunder here as Abed gets all his health back, and Nana is left low. Tinker will be able to TP back to base up in the top lane. We're going to have Gabby just trying to go back into his own home. The rest of the Dire are still going to chase down the Radiant Heroes. A nice little hook shot from the Clockwork, buying himself some time. Just getting back towards his allies. And Chemo,
tough TP.
Can he get vision of this? Kangaroo dodges out that first Shadow Poison Wave. Not going to be able to dodge out the hoof stomp here. They will end up losing the Clockwork. He just can't get away. Now Nana, he's going to walk himself back into lane. Goes, tries to TP. TP, there you go.
Not quite able to get out. Nice defense. All right, well done. A lot of gold going to OD. 412 for himself just from the end there. And they can finally start pressuring themselves outside the base. Now, mind you, Nana's still down here doing his thing, pressuring into these towers. Getting things going, but A little bit of a win there for Execration. They can't secure Roche though. You know, don't have the fastest lineup for it. Still a little bit scary with like a clock buyback. Afu just face checks it.
It's all good.
Going in.
Whatever.
Another great reason why Slider is still so valuable, though. Just the change to Roach, which is having much less HP and way more armor, just means Slider, of course, gets even more valuable in these situations.
Roche getting low. We are going to have Centaur in the vicinity. I don't think he's going to go to steal it, but just have it in position there is pretty nice. Pings all around as finally another Aegis goes the way of our Juggernaut. Chemo.
Facing after here, too.
Yeah, he's going to go keep the Slardar at bay. Just make sure Execration gets a fair shot at what potentially could be the last hold of Kappa Season 3.
Look how scared they are, too. Just one flare comes out, and they have to put out a Moonlight Shadow, because they don't just know, like, what
oh, man, the leap in almost found the Tinker within a millisecond of being able to find him.
Oh, another good reason to go for Moonlight Shadow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, yeah, Terrorblade is doing what he can to keep the lanes pushed out, but Execration are rapidly losing territory, although it does feel like the last couple of team fights have not been as Radiant stomped. It feels like Execration are putting up a pretty decent fight. Now we're going to see Gabby going into the bottom lane, is able to land a Disrupt onto our Tinker. Tinker just being held in place. A lot of damage comes out, and they are able to get the kill. Now X-Nova moves forward. There's going to be a BKB up, but Gabby, I mean, he's just trying to TP out with a bash. Oh man, Afu found his bash key, and that feels good. And we're gonna have.
It really does, doesn't it?
Marana.
That's the best thing ever as a support.
It was so close to being a full TP too. Just that very last second bash. So Warriors Gaming, I mean, they're feeling triumphant. Net worth is still in their favor, about 6,000 going their way. XP is pretty close to 0. The levels are getting distributed pretty evenly.
Feeling pretty good about this, I can say, if I'm a Warriors Gaming fan. From Execration, definitely not out of it, though. As, like, those last couple fights really have looked pretty even. Sunder is always something that, you know, if he doesn't get a Sunder, they just lose. If he does get a Sunder, then Warriors Gaming can just lose. It really is one of those big, like, completely turn the entire team fight things. They need to commit a lot to bring him down. Kangaroo generally can't handle him at this point in the game just because of how many illusions he can make with the Manta, along with Reflection, so it's mostly physical damage that needs to bring him down. And with his insane amount of armor, that means it takes a really long time. So if they don't perfectly chain stun him near the end of that, they're going to waste a ton of resources trying to kill a bed. And that's where he can just make that big play. You know, that's what this guy is, right? He's typically the big playmaker on a lot of different heroes. You know, be it that Timbersaw from last game or be it on the Meepo. So as a hero that doesn't typically get to make too many big plays, you know, Terrorblade's got that one button. It's got to make it look good.
He can hit R real good. I got faith in Terrorblade.
And we still have Aegis. We have our Butterfly.
Yeah, he's
almost a Mjolnir here as the Maelstrom's delivered to Ajit. I think this is probably the best build you can look at right now on Jug, actually.
I completely agree.
The drums is interesting. It definitely helps with like that mid-game kind of team play, and maybe depending on the lineup you're against, you might not need it, but just the idea of like Manta and Maelstrom seems super strong. Anytime you can justify the Mjolnir, like I would say go for it. Even in this game, it's not even the best Mjolnir game, really. There's not that much damage flying around. The best thing that you have is like illusions from Terrorblade in terms of like that mass damage, like Acid Spray, Ion Shell. Those are the things that really trigger the Mjolnir into that ridiculous status.
I definitely see alchemists kill themselves because they throw out an Acid Spray on someone that has a Mjolnir on them, and then it just goes off. So
yeah, it's crazy how much damage it outputs. It's one of those things that's super hard to actually visualize and see because it's not that instant giant crit, but it's a massive amount.
Chemo going, trying to make some Jug illusions of his own, but look at Ajay, he doesn't care that he's surrounded by a bunch of things smacking at him. He'll take out an entire creep wave with his Blade Fury. The rest of Execration now going to be rotating, responding to this pressure. The tower about a quarter health, less than that even, to keep itself up. You've got Gabby just sitting there with the courier by his side, just, you know, chilling. Got that red horn following you. It's all good.
And now they just wait for Tinker to return. Siege continues. Basically, like, spin cooldown's the most important thing right now. Outside of Warriors Gaming. Oh, bots too as well here, eh?
He pops the Mjolnir. Look at that laser bounce going in. Tinker's had a tough time eating some arrows, and now Gabby is going to move forward, gets the Astral off onto the Tinker, but really just kind of stalling out the fight. A dust comes out from our Slardar. making sure that no one's moonlighted and wrapping around the back. But Execration, they're not holding the cards too close to their chest. They're really just trying to go out for an all-out defense.
I love the way Kangaroo played that too. The second he saw the OD advance, he immediately threw out a hook shot because he just didn't want them to all group up on his Tinker.
Oh, DJ moving forward, just going to double edge odd shit.
Now.
But again, there is still an Aegis in the Juggernaut. There's the hook shot. Kangaroo just raking in the kills. Up in the high ground, you've got Ajit finishing off the tier 3 tower. Is that all Warriors Gaming wanted, or do they want to push for more? Do they want to go for racks here?
Oh no, they're going for this one. Especially DJ, not looking like he's going to have a buyback anytime soon. Of course, they don't know that for sure, so it's a little bit risky, especially because he didn't ult. So there could be like a buyback ulti, and maybe that's enough to dissuade Warriors Gaming. But with spin, it still seems so tempting.
Alright, moving in. Metamorphosis, BKB, Terrorblade. Ajit taking a lot of damage from the Marching Machines. He does not have his Aegis. It already expired. It healed him to full, but now he's sitting there with a 3rd health. As not a great start to Warriors Gaming. They're going to have to heal him up a little bit before they can really reposition and start this again. So it looks like Tinker hopping back into the fight with full mana.
Kangaroo just played that last engagement so well.
Kangaroo's
Like,
played all of these engagements so well.
Yeah.
Oh man, look at that Mirana just getting destroyed. A hook shot and finishes her off. Another laser coming in. Sunder does a lot of damage here, but they still are able to get the Terrorblade down. It's a triple kill for the Tinker, and it looks like we could be moments away from finding out the winners of C Kappa Season 3. Warriors Gaming have just looked triumphant all the way through the series. We got buybacks abound. Everyone that can buy back has bought back. On the side of Execration, the racks are still falling, but looks like
so tempting.
Warriors Gaming, they're just going to escape unscathed. They're really not going to be going down here. Juggernaut moves forward, but knows there's just no one to pressure him.
Yeah, now that Mjolnir is out too, so 1 racks to go. They had cleaned out that tower a little bit earlier, and they are just not even waiting. Going right for it. They know that Mirana's not coming back. OD, they don't know it, but also no buyback. I'm sure they've assumed by now.
DJ just going to be respawning. I mean, he's fairly tanky. He's got himself a full pipe, but it's just a matter of outputting damage, stopping the push, and it doesn't seem like you can. Slardar,
Look at Apu, just zoning.
I mean, he's having some fun. At this point, you've done everything you need to do as a Slardar. Why not just play a little cocky? Mega Creeps now up. Look at the hooks. They're just doing everything they need to. A nice triple man hoof stomp coming in. A lot of damage coming out. Abed might be able to man up, might be able to find a few kills for himself. X Nova will fall. 2 heroes dead, but it's still not going great for Execration. It's stuff to do with this Tinker, who can absolutely blow them up. Gabby, though, he's BKB'd. He's ready to fight. The lasers keep on coming in. Abed is 1 laser from death if they can find him. Crush going to be off the mark. Hoof Stomp off the mark as well. Nana will get the kill with a heat-seeking missile. Blinks away. They've got vision of him with the courier, but not able to land the Astral in time. So that's going to be everyone but Tinker going down on WG.Unity. But Execration are not in too great of a shape.
That was actually so painful. How does he live? There's 3 heroes chasing you. They all have stuns. I just don't know. I guess Mirana wasn't quite there, but either way.
I like the courier being used for vision the entire time, but Tinker's like, ah, screw it, I'm just going in for more. Nana finally gets dropped. That's what they wanted. That's all they wanted in this game. The GG called out after they finally kill off the Tinker. Whew.
Wow.
MotPax, we have a winner here. WG.Unity are going to be crowned the victors, the grand final champions of C Kappa Season 3.
Well played to them. They made it the whole way through the winner's bracket, got their well-deserved Game 1 advantage, and they prove it here. As Execration, again, they look good over that ROG thing. Same lineup here today, but Warriors Gaming just saying, you know, we still got this. Despite getting, I'm just so hyped for ESL Genting. Like that whole idea of Warriors Gaming Execration being there. Really excited to see some more Southeast Asian Dota there, and the fact that Warriors Gaming had to go through that Malaysian qualifier. I think it's a nice little storyline of just like, all right, do they deserve to be here? Because it is a way easier qualifier than all the other regions, and I guarantee they wouldn't deny that. So a lot of pressure on them heading into that. Super excited to see that one.
Absolutely. So was a pretty quick series. Again, starting things out with a 1-game advantage means Warriors Gaming only had to 2-0 this to take the title, and that's what they have done. Execration still played really well, especially in the second game. It looked like they had their hands on it for a little bit, but my God, Clockwork played like a absolute literal machine.
Yeah. Yeah, Kangaroo again, same thing. Nana and Kangaroo, they don't get a lot of praise on this lineup. I don't find at least, but today they definitely had the biggest plays. Nana last game and Kangaroo this time. Fantastic Clockwork performance. Definitely one to recommend to your friends if they're interested in Hero.
Absolutely. So that's going to do it for us today here at Moonduck Studios. I'm Android, have been joined by MotPax. Thank you guys for putting up with our lovely tech issues for game number 1. But all in all, fun cast, fun game, and again, congratulations to Warriors Gaming Unity for taking home the C Kappa Grand Prize.